Google Lens. I'm Hewie Poplock. Google Lens has been lurking around on Android and quietly getting more and more capable for years, since 2017. Google curiously doesn't make a big deal about it, and you really have to go out of your way to even realize that it exists. Google Lens is best described as a search engine for the real world. It uses artificial intelligence to identify text and objects, both within images and in a live view from your phone's camera. And it then lets you learn about and interact with those elements in all sorts of interesting ways. You install the Google Lens app on your Android device from the Google Play Store. Google Lens doesn't have its own dedicated app on Apple's App Store. Instead, its functionality is baked into two different Google apps. Which one is best for you will depend upon how you plan to use Google Lens and on which device. The first option to use Google Lens on your iPhone or iPad is the Google app. This gives you access to a whole range of Google services on your iPhone, including personalized news stories, sports updates, and weather info, as well as a full suite of Google search tools, including Google Lens. Alternatively, you can install the Google Photos app instead. This is the best option for iPad. Google Photos is the Google Cloud's photo backup service, and it includes a whole host of neat features for editing and organizing your images online. It also incorporates Google Lens. Open any image from your camera roll in the Google Photos app, and with just a tap, you'll be able to analyze it for information using Google Lens. There's a real good article on how to set up and use Google Lens on an iPhone, and the link is on the bottom of this page. There are 12 ways Google Lens can make you more productive on Android. Copy text from the real world, send text from the real world to your computer, hear text from the real world read aloud, interact with text from an image, search for text from any physical document or image, create a calendar event, save someone's contact information, email, call, text, or navigate to a website, translate text from the real world, scan barcodes and QR codes, use Lens from image search, photos, and your phone's camera, and get to Lens without lifting a finger. We're going to cover some of these. Open Google's Lens app, tap the document icon, and aim your phone at the document. Within about a second, you'll see Lens highlight the text. Let's take a look. We click the app. We zoom in with our camera and get the app just what we want. We then select all, copy the text. Then we can paste that into any document. For instance, we'll open up a Google Doc. And we'll paste. And there's all that document. Now you can paste it into a Google Doc and enlarge the font within the Google Doc. Now I've opened that same document on my PC, was the original size of the font, and we can increase that and then save the document. You can translate texts and you can do image searches. We're going to kind of do both with this next example. We're going to look at a magazine cover. We're going to go to translate and immediately translate it. We've got it set for Spanish, but there are many languages that you can use to translate, and it will automatically translate it for you. Then you can go to the search and then look, and it's looking at the pictures and the words and coming up to some examples which you click on and go to. Lens will replace the words on your screen with their English equivalents or with a translation in whatever language you select. Now, you can identify plants, you can identify clothes, and so on, but we're going to use plants as an example here. I'm looking at a plant outside my home. I click on it, search, and it actually tells me the name of the plant. And then it gives me other examples of that plant in different locations or something similar to it. And all of those are links in which I could go to if I wanted to. We click on one of them. It gives us the name of the plant, and it gives us a picture of it. Lens can actually identify things in a picture like people, text, math equations, animals, landmarks, products, and even more. You can even look up UPC codes using Lens. Take a box, go to the UPC code, click on it, go to search, and it will find lots of articles about that item. It'll actually find the item in Amazon and other locations that it's for sale. You click on one and you can see the item. Get the information from a business card. So we'll start Google Lens. We'll look at a business card. We'll tell it we want text. When we click on it, we have a choice of selecting all, which we will. It highlights all of it. And then we look below and it'll give us information, or we can just grab that text and copy it and then put it in any particular program or add it to our contacts. Use Lens from your PC. Here I've taken a picture of a figurine. This could be any picture in your browser. You right mouse click it and you search the image with Google Lens. When you do, it will find similar and the same item. In this case, it found where that item can be purchased at wallflowersca.com for $35. It also shows other figurines of pelicans, and you can search for just pelicans and get information as well. So what's next for Google Lens? Given that Google Lens represents the cutting edge of camera technology and Google's implementation of it, there are constantly small updates and rumored features for the app on the horizon. The function of Google Lens, the best way to use Google Lens is for you to decide. Anytime you see something worth remembering or learning more about is the right time to give Google Lens app its chance to shine. I highly recommend giving Google Lens app a try. This has been Google Lens. I'm Hewie Poplock.